All right. Well, good afternoon, everybody on Facebook or YouTube or however you're watching this. My name's Tyler Mulvaney. I'm the director here at Oil Belt Christian Service Camp in Flora. And today with me is Ryan Scott, and she is the dean of Pathfinder 1. That is a fourth and fifth grade camp that we're going to host here this summer. And the dates for that are May 28th through the 30th. They actually come at 9:30 in the morning on May 28th, and we end on the 30th at 5:30 at night. That's a Friday night, I believe. Maybe is it Friday? And so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what to expect at Pathfinder this year and all that fun stuff. But first, let me introduce Ryan and let her share. She's one of our local ministers. So Ryan, tell us where you're serving at and how much of camp you've done a lot in the last couple years. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm Ryan Scott. I currently work as a children and youth pastor at West Salem First Christian Church. I love my role here. It's a lot of fun. I get to not only tell students about Jesus, but I also get to play games and dive into Bible lessons. And it's just a really wonderful position. I have loved it. I love the volunteers I work with. I love the students that I get to work with. And the last few years, I've gotten involved with Oil Belt Christian Service Camp, and that has been a lot of fun as well. This will be my third year at Pathfinders, and Pathfinders, I think, is a very sweet age for me because as fourth and fifth graders, you guys are old enough to be independent and do a lot of things on your own, but you still like hanging out with us. So that makes it really fun for me. So I love Pathfinder's age. We have a great group of faculty that have already said they are excited to be there. Lots of games are planned, lots of activities. And of course, we're going to learn a lot about what the church is.
yeah,
So,
for sure. And that's what you just said there. I love Pathfinder's the last couple years. You've been doing a great job. And now that you've gotten a couple years under your belt, you've got the faculty that have been there a while. They know what they're doing. You've got great team leaders, teachers,
mhm.
worship, just games. Like you kind of have those people that you've developed and worked with, and it's just the team this year. I feel like it's just going to be an incredible camp because we
Absolutely.
have.
The team has come together great this year. I sent out messages to some of our faculty the last few years, and all in one day, I was almost fully staffed for camp because not only do the students enjoy it, but the faculty love it too. Because again, this fourth and fifth grade age, they're pretty awesome to work with.
Yeah, yeah, and I think sometimes we underestimate having a year or two of working with a team, the difference
Yeah,
that will make for students. It's a huge impact that way.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Pathfinders, the first question that I've gotten about Pathfinders 1 this year, same with Genesis and Senior High Week, they are right there at the end of May, 1st of June, and schools are going late this year. And so one of the first questions, not even camp programming wise, as far as like what you're doing at camp, but how do students get there? One of the struggles we've had is, I've told a lot of parents, hey, I've talked to some school administrators and teachers and some students are able to take finals early. Some
Mhm.
people are able to work out, but have you experienced that with any of your students or faculty, and kind of how are they getting to camp that early? Because I know a few schools with the snow days are running into that.
Absolutely. I've ran into that a little bit. Some of our faculty, unfortunately, wasn't able to come back because they are teachers and they do have mandatory in service days those few days. So we did lose some of our faculty with that. That was really, really disappointing. We did have some new faculty jump on board. I do know that's going to be hard for a lot of our students and families.
Mhm.
Thankfully, the school district where I am gets out the week prior. So a lot of the students from my church are still going to get to be able to join us. But I know a lot of other school districts are still in session. So that's something that I would encourage campers. If you're really wanting to come to this camp, talk to your parents and talk to your teachers and see if there's a way that you can skip out maybe those last couple days if all of your work has been done. So
That's the key statement. That's the
yes,
key part. Is the back
absolutely.
part of that is like, have you been a responsible student all year to where
Yep.
your teachers go, hey, we can make this up and you're ahead of schedule and things are working good. And that's been some of the
Absolutely.
students I've talked to, they've had that where they've been responsible in some of that because we want to work with the schools. We don't want to undercut or anything like that. We want
Absolutely.
that
Absolutely.
what can we do to make this work? And so I'm thankful there's for many it's been able to do that.
Yes. Yes. That's good.
Um, okay, so with that out of the way, what are some of the things coming this year? What theme are you using, and how are you going to develop that with some of the Bible teaching and games and things?
Yeah. Well, we are really diving into the camp theme for the year. We're talking all about what the church is and how we are the church. And as fourth and fifth graders, oftentimes you might think, oh, well, I'll be part of the church one day. And that's simply not true. Like, you're part of the church today. And so we want to help our students really grasp the importance that they have in their local church and help them identify ways they can serve, ways they can be part of the church, because our children aren't just the church of the future, they're the church of today. And so we're really excited to develop that. We also have a lot of fun with games. I have several of our different faculty planning games for different days. So we'll have a big variety. We'll have some more competitive games like Capture the Flag, of course, Faculty Find, but we'll also have a few more lower key games if you're not quite as into that running tough. So there's going to be a really good variety. And
Yeah,
I'm also excited about that because no one game fits every person. And so we're going to have a lot of difference.
right. Except dodgeball. That's the greatest game ever, right?
Absolutely. I'm pretty sure one of my faculty's playing dodgeball.
That's good. That's good. Well, and of course here at camp we have Gaga Ball, 9 square in the air. We have the climbing gym and play set, and I mean there's just tons of things for kids to do when they come, and they're gonna have a blast doing it.
Absolutely. We have our morning broke up to where we have several short breaks throughout the morning. We'll do a lesson and then we'll go to small groups and then we'll have a short break. And so kids will have time for a game of Gaga Ball or 9 Square to play on the playground, to run around with their friends. So we do have a lot of that fun time built in our morning. And then when afternoon hits, we have our games and, of course, our swimming and different things like that.
That's
So,
the big part.
yeah,
As long as we get to swim, right? We want to make sure we got
absolutely.
everything to
Swimming and
swim.
canteen, those are the favorites.
Exactly, exactly. Snack time at canteen. So, um, okay, one of the questions people ask every year, and I don't know if you have it yet. I'm sure if I looked back at your notes, you probably have it, but who are people that will be speakers and faculty and leading worship and games? Who's some of the like people that we might know that you've got coming to do some of those things?
Absolutely. Well, Jesse Brinkley is working with
Yep.
me on my Dean team. So Jesse's going to be speaking, working with that. Justin Harrison's coming along. He's planning some games. He's always great for some good games.
Yeah.
He'll help with some speaking. This year, I drafted my parents to come. I'm really excited about that.
Nice.
A few years ago, my mom came and she was known as the Camp Grammy. And so I think that'll be a lot of fun. Dustin Leak, my senior pastor, is coming as well. So we'll have several different people. We plan on doing a lot of our teaching time and our salvation classes in small groups. So a lot of our faculty are, I mean, they're all amazing, devout Jesus lovers. And so for them to be able to share their personal stories with students on a more personal level, I think is really going to be impactful.
Yeah. For Pathfinders, we talked a little bit about it. I think you have it, a missionary for the summer. You got
Yes.
a missionary
So
coming out?
I am super excited to support Love Packages. Love Packages is a ministry in Butler, Illinois. It's ran by a man named Steve Schmidt, and Steve has a heart for the gospel. He tells the story of, as a young pastor, he had some evangelistic magazines and he didn't really know what to do with them and set them on his coffee bar and walked past him every day for months. And he said, God kept saying, Steve, you're wasting those. Steve, you're wasting those. And Steve finally sent some letters to friends that were serving overseas as missionaries of, can you use Christian literature? And if so, how much and how soon? And they said, as much as you can get us and as soon as you can get it. And from what started in Steve's kitchen, grew into his garage and then his basement and then to a warehouse. And he sends several tons of literature overseas every year. And the amount of lives that have changed because of this man's faithful work is amazing.
Yep.
And so I'm excited for us to be able to raise money to buy some Bibles and send overseas.
Yep. And how cool is it that it's so close to us too?
Absolutely. It's a great place to go. I've been able to go several times and take a team to Love Packages, and it's a great place to work. And sometimes it's hard to find local ways that you can really get your hands invested on a ground level of a ministry, and this is a great way to do that.
Yeah. It's a local way to do global missions. It's just crazy
Absolutely.
how you can
Absolutely.
reach so many people out there. So it's a great mission. So with all that said, I'm sure there's lots and lots of other stuff we can talk about camp, but is there anything, just to keep it short, we've hit on some of the big things, but is there anything else that you're like, man, I just want parents to know this is what your kids are going to expect at Pathfinders this week and why it's such a priority to get them there?
Absolutely. So, parents, I think the number one thing to expect with Pathfinders is to know your child is going to be seen, loved, and valued while they're at camp. Our faculty's mission is to connect with each student on their team and to really pour into those students, get to know them on a personal level, and be able to point them to our Savior. And so, as a parent, what better thing than to know your child has a personal relationship with Jesus? And at Pathfinders One, that's what we desire to do is help connect them to a personal relationship with Jesus where they know they are seen, valued, and loved. And so we're really excited about that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, is there anything else you want to share that maybe I didn't ask or that you've thought, hey, about Pathfinders, I want to make sure parents know about this? I mean, you've hit on the big stuff that I can think of.
Absolutely. I think it's just going to be a great time. Parents, if you have any questions, feel free to email camp. They'll send it on to me, and I would be happy to answer those. I think it'll be a great time. We are expecting to have, like I said, a lot of students and just have time to spend together and enjoy the outdoors and dive into the word, and it's going to be great.
Yep. Yep. It's going to be an awesome camp. I'm looking forward to it. It's a great way to kick off our summer because there's just so much energy with fourth and fifth grade.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They're wild. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Ryan. We look forward to seeing you guys at camp real soon. And
Okay.
to all the parents, again, that information for Pathfinder 1, it's a fourth and fifth grade camp, May 28th through 30th. And so go get registered at oilbelt.com. And that's the best way to do
Absolutely.
it.
That's right. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you.